Tashdile. Today in the studio I have the presence of a member of the European Union, Henri Malosse. It's lovely to have you here, Henri. Welcome to our show.
Tashdile.
So Henri, tell us, what is the purpose of your visit to Dharamshala?
I was asked by my friend Dr. Lobsang Sangay, I met in Brussels 2 weeks ago, to come to Dharamshala after a political visit we had in Delhi, where I met the Prime Minister Modi and we went to Kashmir. And I came here because it's my fourth visit to Dharamshala, yes. I've been there in 2010 for the March commemoration. I've been there in 2014 as president at that time of the European Economic Social Committee, where I addressed the commemoration, and I've been on my own. And it was an occasion to see how the question is going for the relation between, of course, India and the Tibetan community. I asked Prime Minister Modi, and I thank him for his hospitality of India, for the Tibetan community, for His Holiness. And this was a good opportunity for me to come back to a lovely place that is Dharamshala. And I yesterday had the opportunity to be invited to the Tibetan opera, to a show, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay, so how strong is the support for Tibet in the European Parliament?
The support for Tibetan in the European Parliament has changed. In the past, when I was here in 2014, I would say there was a very difficult time. The Chinese have succeeded to lobby the European Parliament. They have, for example, made so much effort that there were no more informal group, no more formal group for Tibetan as it exists in the past. I had personally, due to my engagement and my speech for the 10th of March commemoration, I had a lot of trouble. Chinese tried to destabilize me, even tried to oblige me to resign. I didn't, but it was very strong pressure. Now we hope that the things will change.
Thank you, Henri, for being a support for Tibet, even though you had to go through all these challenges with the Chinese. Okay,
yeah,
so.
And I think that we see now that since 1 year, the public opinion in the European Union is changing toward China, because the addition of violation of human rights, crime, terror, pressure in all countries, in the European countries, or in Africa over from the Chinese, is now very visible. And just to give you one example, last week, the European Parliament gave this award, this annual award for human rights fighter, who was given last week to Ilham Tohti, who is a human rights fighter from the Uyghur communities. Now you see the events, people saw the event in Hong Kong, where all the youth and the civil society is mobilizing against the threat coming from China. Now the public opinion is open their eyes, and I can tell you that probably because the European Parliament has been rebuilt, there had been election last June, now there is a new European Parliament, and probably to the end of the year we'll succeed to recreate a Tibetan group, and this Tibetan group will work hardly to develop a new European Union strategy to fight for the rights of the Tibetan.
Okay, so can we expect stronger lobby for Tibet in the European Parliament in the coming future?
We can expect it. We'll have this formal group. A formal group has existed before 2014. Unfortunately, between 2014 and 2019, we were just informal, because the Chinese, through a lot of blackmail pressure, have succeeded to make pressure that has come to the result that there were a lot of members of European Parliament were not ready to sign for this group, because they were threatened. But this time, with all the new situation, which makes that the public opinion, the member of parliament are sensible to public opinion. The public opinion in Europe changing their vision toward what happened in China. They saw the situation in Xinjiang with the Uyghurs, which are put by millions in re-education, say concentration camps. They see the situation in Hong Kong. They see the threat to Taiwan. They all of course, continue to see the situation in Tibet, lack of elementary freedom, lack of recognition of the Tibetan nation, and the effort of all the trips of His Holiness, the trips of the Sikh Young, and all the efforts. And now they open their eyes. So now I think it's the right moment to create a coalition to pressure the Chinese for changing their policy, to ask them to accept fact and finding missions to Tibet to check the human rights situation in Tibet. I think now it's a very good timing for new action and new initiative.
Thank you so much, Henri, for being here with us and for your support for the cause of Tibet.
Thank you, and I will say that all my blessing and regards to the Tibetan. I always say that from 2010 when I came here first time, it was so much emotion to see the engagement and the extraordinary work of the Central Tibetan administration. And I will say that I can tell you that I'm sure that there is a hope. Things will change, and one day the situation will improve in Tibet. But this will be thanks to our common efforts.
Thank you, Henri, for your wonderful words.
Thank you.